Hey guys, I've got a starter base build that only costs 4,790 stone, but it can hold everything that you could possibly want in a starter base. It's got room for 8 boxes, 3 furnaces, 1 research table, 3 small boxes, and up to a tier 2 workbench. It doesn't require any blueprints, and you could just improvise with a roof on the outside to access the second floor. The double door here works as an airlock, and there's really no way to get through it. It also is placed in a way so you can't really see the TC and shoot it out. This base is much more efficient than a 1x2, and if you're afraid of people just shooting out your boxes or hitting your bag, you can just add a simple airlock on the outside. Some people might climb on top of this roof and door camp you and just like build some platforms here, but it's pretty easy to counter this with some floors above the roof. The airlock here does not need to be stone, but you can make it stone if you want to. And make sure the door faces away from the roof just to make it a little bit harder for them to door camp it. The roof jump can be difficult sometimes, but there's an easy console command to fix that. This base doesn't necessarily have to fit only one person. You could put a sleeping bag in the outside airlock, and if you don't mind getting a little close to your friends, the base works just fine.
What the fuck?
So how do we build this starter base? Well, you can find literally basically anywhere to plop this thing down. So we're gonna build right here, even though it's a little flat. It doesn't need to be this flat. You're gonna place a square and 2 triangles and walls all around. There's gotta be a double door here and a single door, preferably on the left. It's just gotta be on the opposite side of the triangle. And you can upgrade it all to stone. And that is the base. It's already way cheaper than a 1x2. So grab your TC and make sure to place it so it's not visible from the door. The people can still instant shell it, but it'll be really slow. Now you have a simple airlock. But if you're particularly scared that people are going to boost over into the top here, you can do a couple things about that. You can put a wood platform and just pick it out later. Or you could do the smart thing and just build the chute now with a double door for just a little bit of extra resource. It's still going to be cheaper than a 2x1 when you do that. You could go ahead and put your furnaces in this triangle. They will never move from this triangle. While the base is in this stage, you could go ahead and put some small boxes wherever on the floor. And you will eventually pick these up. Go ahead and put the bag in the airlock. Yeah, the closer you put it to the wall, the easier it'll be to make the jump. Go ahead and put your level 1 workbench right here. Later on, you can hatchet it out and put a level 2. To maximize the space in this base, you're going to want to put salvage shelves down. And you're going to put just 3 large boxes on these salvage shelves. If you place them right, you can place the level 2 workbench even with the boxes up. You're probably going to want to take off the door so it's easier to place these boxes. You know you place this box right when it comes out just about as far as the other one. Could have done this earlier, but now you're ready to build your second story. It is of course better with a ladder, but since this is a starter base and I don't expect any BPs, you can improvise using a roof here. You can climb on top of this roof and build the second story. At first, I would just place these 2 boxes. They don't have to be perfectly straight, but it's nice to do so. Then I recommend putting the research bench down. If you don't place it down now and you put the shelf down later, you can't place it. At this point, you can go ahead and come outside so you can place the shelf down. At this point, like, you might as well build the airlock. You most likely have some resources for it. Making it stone does not matter. In fact, it's better off to be wood. Does not increase the raid cost. You can of course fit 2 more large boxes on this, but make sure the other box is a little bit forward so it doesn't do some weird stuff when you pick up and put down the door again. You can also fit 3 small boxes in this room as well. You can place this triangle sometimes, but the research bench is blocking it in this case. This box is placed a little bit too far back.
All of this just works.
After all that essentially means that your base is done. You can upgrade these to sheet metal doors, of course. For all you Tronan fans, you can add his epic water airlock to this base as well, simply because you could place this base literally anywhere. Which, this airlock is basically the only good thing about Tronan's base. If you're running into problems getting door capped, you can quite easily add a shooting floor to this base. All you have to do is ignore the part of your conscience telling you to not to do that. But yeah. I recommend adding some walls here so that people can't soft side pick your way up. And then you can quite easily just add another roof here. This will block the way up, and you can get rid of this floor. Nobody can really jump around this. It's way too hard. You can still easily get up both of these ramps. You just have to jump into the loot room. And then you'll break that and come up here. I recommend making it stone, just so the door raid cost stays the same, whether they go through the top or the bottom. I would encase this with sheet metal doors. You can add a little bedroom here, or a locker, whatever you want. And then just have them all face inward. Now, this doesn't need to be a really complex shooting floor. I would really only add the part that watches the door. But if you want this to be like a flank base, you can easily add more. So, to get a nice view of your door, you would build the shooting floor like this. You can also come over here and easily add another viewpoint from your roof. Just add some windows. If you put a wood door here, you can't fall through the little crack. This is the wrong way around. Because you could still have people jumping through the roof. If you place it this way, you cannot fall through the ground, and you've got a perfect sight of your door to get rid of door campers. You really only need so much on a shooting floor of a base this size. So I would just make that stone. And that's it. Now you've got a cheap solo starter base that you can put down literally anywhere.